Stephen A., I could actually argue that it hurts the game more if they had given her a roster spot over someone more deserving.
So go ahead and argue it.
That's exactly what I'm saying, because I think it makes a mockery of the women's game. If the focus on, now we just have to have people because of marketing and their attention, and they're not as talented, and we're not putting the best team out there.
The off-season coverage is wild. Like, the Olympics saved us this year. I assume same thing for you over there?
Caitlin Clark, too, pal. There's no question about it.
Well, the universe told me not to talk about her.
Uh-oh. Is that right?
But she cannot be babied as a rookie. That's all I'm at.
You guys.
So did you say
you're my guy, but...
Who does more than us?
I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you.
Wow.
Don't do that. I'm talking to you about the power that you have.
Okay.
Caitlin Clark has been making headlines in the WNBA, but not just for her outstanding performances on the court. The drama kicked off when some ESPN commentators couldn't seem to handle her rise to fame and started throwing shade her way. Molly Qerim was at the forefront, criticizing Caitlin at every turn.
That's exactly what I'm saying, because I think it makes a mockery of the women's game. If the focus on, now we just have to have people because of marketing and their attention, and they're not as talented, and we're not putting the best team out there.
Seriously, Molly? Molly's harsh remarks on Caitlin do not make any sense. The player is setting records left and right, pulling the WNBA into the spotlight like never before.
Y'all quiet now. Now I want somebody to send that to you, because you know who I'm talking about. I ain't gonna call your name, but you know who you are.
Molly didn't stop there. During one heated debate, she implied that Caitlin's success was just because other players were injured. That's a low blow, especially when Caitlin's stats speak for themselves.
I'm disappointed in you, and Molly, I'm disappointed in you. I'm just because we've been this first.
What happened?
The kind of heat that me and Shannon have had to take. Molly, what's up?
At the time, Caitlin had played 23 games, averaging 17 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, and nearly 2 steals per game, with excellent shooting percentages. She was leading the entire league in assists, ranking in the top 15 in scoring and top 5 in three-pointers made.
The only rookie in WNBA history with the triple-double, and now has 2 in her debut campaign. 2024 is the 25th season for the Fever and the W, and Clark is the only player in franchise history to ever get a triple-double.
Twitter blew up with fans defending Caitlin, calling out Molly's comments as not just wrong, but personal. It felt like Molly had some personal grievances against Caitlin rather than offering real sports analysis. But guess what? It is not only Molly who is stirring the pot. Pat McAfee, known for his brash, no-filter style, took things way too far during a live ESPN segment.
Same thing for you over there?
Caitlin Clark, too, pal. There's no question about it.
Well, the universe told me not to talk about her.
Uh-oh.
While discussing Caitlin's jaw-dropping performances, he called her just a white player, suggesting her popularity was solely due to her race. Thankfully, not everyone at ESPN was on the same page. Stephen A. Smith, who's never been one to shy away from speaking his mind, stepped up in Caitlin's defense.
And last but not least is, of course, Caitlin Clark, who just led the Indiana Fever to an above 500 record for the first time in 5 years. By the way, she's the second leading scorer at 23.4 points per game over the last 12 games. The Indiana Fever owned the WNBA record for most consecutive games under 500, by the way, with 189 until recently, of course, the other day. Now the team is setting WNBA attendance records with over 500,000 fans over their first 33 games this season.
Stephen A. reminded everyone that Caitlin's impact is real, and it goes beyond the stats. He laid out the facts. Caitlin is making the WNBA exciting again, and she deserves respect for that. While all this drama was unfolding on TV and social media, Caitlin Clark wasn't responding with words. Instead, she let her game do the talking. She's been leading in assists, scoring high, and making game-changing plays that leave no room for doubt about her talent.
Clark, step back, hits a three.
Shannon, what are you saying? People didn't think that Caitlin Clark was talented?
What I'm saying is that a lot of you came up here, and because Caitlin Clark was getting shine, you guys were saying, don't give Caitlin Clark shine, because there were women that was before her that don't get shine.
Caitlin didn't need to clap back at her critics, because every time she stepped on the court, she was proving them wrong. She was putting up numbers that couldn't be ignored, consistently scoring over 30 points in games, including a standout performance with 31 points and 12 assists in a crucial win.
Clark, step back, hits a three.
In that matchup inside.
Clark stepping back on the baseline.
During a discussion about the WNBA playoffs, Carolyn Peck highlighted Caitlin's remarkable adjustment to the pro game, her leadership, and how her teammates were thriving alongside her. She pointed out that Caitlin and Aaliyah Boston had become the second best scoring duo in the league, right behind heavy hitters like Aja Wilson and Jackie Young.
Just had her second triple-double, but don't sleep on her double-doubles. She has had 7 games with 20 points and 10 dimes. That's the third most in league history. The Fever are not a matchup that anybody wants to play right now.
Let's not ignore the double standards here. Other athletes in Caitlin's position get celebrated, praised, and even overhyped by the media. Yet for Caitlin, the narrative is twisted to make it seem like she's undeserving of her success. Molly Qerim even said that the attention Caitlin was getting took away from other deserving players in the league, like Aja Wilson and Angel Reese. Sure, it's important to give all players their due credit, but Caitlin's achievements shouldn't be minimized because of it. She's worked hard, proven her skills, and is bringing a fresh and exciting energy to the WNBA. So why is ESPN so focused on bringing Caitlin down? It seems like they're more interested in creating controversy for ratings than actually covering the sport fairly. They're stuck on this idea that Caitlin's success is somehow a problem, when in reality, she's a huge asset to the league. She's drawing in new fans, increasing visibility, and making the WNBA a hot topic of conversation. That's not something to be criticized. That's something to be celebrated. Caitlin, however, isn't letting any of this noise get to her. She's staying focused on what she does best, playing her game, leading her team, and setting records.
Well, she's the darling of college basketball, and we want her to succeed. Now, I want her to be able to be great. I hope she is.
Caitlin Clark is proving that she's not just a player to watch. She's the player redefining what it means to be a star in the WNBA. Despite the noise from ESPN and the unfair critiques, she stayed true to her game and let her performance do the talking. She's not just making history, she's setting the stage for the future of the WNBA, showing that with talent, hard work, and a little bit of flair, you can change the game. Caitlin Clark is here to stay, and if this season has shown us anything, it's that she's just getting started. So keep watching because Caitlin Clark is about to take the WNBA to a whole new level, and nothing is going to stop her. Let the critics talk all they want. Caitlin's too busy making her mark to care about what they think.